It's not just about having one good shot.
And trying to be the best we can be.
Always trying to prove other people wrong, really.
Okay, this will be interesting. Okay, so this would have been when I was 15, I think. You may think I'm crazy, but I know I can go far in tennis. I just need big help in my program outside of squads, like tennis squads. I need to put extra in, and you know I can do that. I've been watching a kid called Francis Tiafoe on YouTube for the past 3 hours, and I know I can get to that level. I want to try my hardest to go all the way. That's how I feel. Damn. My name is Paul Job, I'm 24 and I'm a professional tennis player.
You can't use camera shy. Good, how you doing?
Yeah. Did you have a nice weekend?
Yeah. Just spreading the love. Should we do the same routine every day? You'd think I know it off by heart by now.
So yeah, I grew up in Hull, and yeah, grew up living with my grandma. She raised me, and then yeah, would like to think I was a good kid, playing lots of sports. When I was really young, I played more football than tennis. Over the years, the more I started playing tennis, the more I just naturally started choosing tennis over football more, and that was it really.
Before I was like, I don't know why people wear braces, like I'll never wear them. And now it's like, I feel unprotected if I don't.
You know, I want to make something of this, and you know, I took a lot of inspiration from, at the time, it was Tiafoe. I was watching his story, and I got a lot of inspiration from how, you know, he made it happen. He was able to make it happen from where he grew up and his situation. You know, that really inspired me, because honestly, I didn't actually think it would be possible.
Maybe taper the bottom bits a bit.
No, because I need everything to be long.
Like shave that bit, or are you gonna let it go?
Just let it go, man.
Okay. You could shape it now.
No, because this needs to grow.
Ooh. There we go. I mean, if I'm talking about Paul, I've got, yeah, there you go, it's fine. I think everyone deals with kind of adversity, you know, at times in their life, and he's definitely someone who's had to deal with a lot of adversity. I met Paul when I was probably 10 years old, and then early on last year we moved in together.
I definitely struggled with, you know, growing up, dealing with, yeah, the loss of my parents from a young age. You know, seeing other kids, like parents take them to school and pick them up from school or whatever, and kind of seeing the relationship and bond between mother and son, father and son. Not having that growing up was something tough for me to deal with. Even little things of kind of the privilege of having your parent drive you to practice, whereas, you know, for instance, my grandma didn't drive or whatever, so from an early age, having the conversation with my tennis coach, and what he did such a great job of, and I still thank him to this day for, was being, you know, soft, and also giving me the brutal reality of, like, if you want to do this, you also have to make it happen yourself. You've got to make the best of your situation, that's what he would say. And now, like, if anything bad happens to me, that's just my initial reaction. So yeah, when my injury happened, I was pretty quick into kind of, you know, having that conversation with myself of, this is my reality, how can I make the best of it?
Go! Come on, push! Big C-style steps. Yes, there we go. Drive. Yeah.
Ruptured my ligaments in my ankle, end of January last year. That was my first big injury. Like, I haven't had an injury that big.
Injuries, illnesses, they do kind of reassure you that, okay, like tennis is definitely the one for me to do. You know, I don't think I could go more than 2 weeks without tennis in my life.
I saw him with a level of stress and a level of sort of almost sadness.
And then shortly after, you know, I lose my grandma, the woman who raises me, and previously I was traveling a lot and I didn't actually visit home that much. But when I got my injury and she got ill shortly after, I was quickly able to kind of look at the positive of kind of divine intervention. Now I'm home based, I'm injured. I can travel to and from London.
So I think being injured, especially in Paul's case, gives you that time to sort of rethink and sort of gain perspective. He always reacts incredibly well to adversity and tough situations.
I might have had some things rough, but there's also other circumstances and other people who have had things rougher, you know, and tougher. So who am I to be a crybaby or, you know, feel sorry for myself? It's kind of how my mind shifts whenever kind of bad things happen.
Couple of drop shots. Bit more rest and we'll go.
He was in the gym every day, he was trying to learn, he was trying to read. I saw him reading, I was like, you know, you don't have to fix everything in one day, mate. You know, it's gonna come for you in the end, you know.
I took a lot of time to try and actually, you know, work on the mental side of things.
I would say in general he dealt with it incredibly well, and that's why, you know, however long we are along the line now, he's fit, he's had a really good year so far, he's played a lot of matches, he's coming up on the grass in decent form, and he's been consistent, he's in a great place, and it's nice to see.
I'm close. I'm knocking on the door. Generally knocking on the door.
I hate looking at the camera. Yeah. Hi, I'm Jodie Burridge and I'm a professional tennis player. 2023, it's a pretty good season actually for me. I wish I could go back there right now.
What a win for Jodie Burridge. A first tour level semi-final and on home soil as well.
A first final on the WTA Tour for Jodie Burridge.
Broke top 100, won first Wimbledon match.
There it is now, and the second round beckons.
Won first US Open match.
Burridge through to the second round for the first time here.
I was in San Diego. I went out there for the 500, and my first practice out there, I literally was just hitting backhands cross. We were half an hour into the session, and I just felt and kind of heard a pop in my left wrist, and then had to stop straight away. And basically the tendon was flicking over like the wrist bone every time I basically turned it. And actually was initially told that it would recover in 10 days, 2 weeks. But when I saw my guys back here, they said, you know, this is something that you could definitely need surgery for. And they said 4 to 6 months if I did get surgery.
I've been through a lot of injuries, and it's probably cost me quite a lot of time off the sport. As I get older and more experienced, you have to think long term and you have to look after your body, and you need to be kind to it, else it won't be kind to you. So I think it's part of sport, it's why we do what we do, and you have to move past it.
It took me a few days to decide because obviously I've had surgeries before and I couldn't quite stomach a fourth surgery, but it just wasn't getting better. I couldn't do my hair, you know, and when you can't do things like that, you're definitely not going to be able to play professional sport.
Yeah.
Decided to get surgery, went really well, been recovering, yeah, pretty well, and yeah, just trying to get it strong again.
That looks good. Got your thumb position up as well.
Big weights. I think just about now, so we're what, 5 months down the line, I'm probably at a stage where I'm now not thinking about how many backhands I hit, because I was counting every single backhand I was hitting in training, which was very draining. But being a tennis player, there's nothing you can do off the court that replicates actually hitting a backhand or anything that you do on the court. So you've got to start from the bottom and go up.
Have you ever made a coffee
So weird
before?
coming this side of the counter.
I know, you're telling me. And then just lightly press down.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
I live just up the road, so it's not far from me, but this place is where I come every single morning. You know, we come in here, have some good chats. There's
There we
the
go.
little heart.
A little heart.
There it is.
Hey, maybe you could get a job here.
Maybe I could. I mean, I'd rather be on the road, that's for sure. I do miss it a lot, but you know, Wimbledon, Southfields, it's really special for a tennis player anyway. It's nice to spend time here and get to know it a little bit more. And you know, I've been to the Sunday market at Wimbledon Village a few times. I mean, I've never done that before. So it's something new, but that's what you kind of got to do when you're injured. You've got to kind of fill the time a little bit.
I think for the first 2 months of you coming in, you could barely hold a conversation until you'd had your coffee.
Till I had my
because
coffee.
you were, yeah. But now you're coming in before 8 AM and you're like a new woman.
I am.
Yeah, it's impressive.
I am.
It's good work.
It's what this place does to you. I'm in here 7:45 to about 8:15, 8:30, get to training for 9 o'clock. You know, my routine of 2 hours of rehab and warm up before tennis, tennis at 11, gym at 2, treatment at 3.
When do you think you'll be back full time?
I think I'm hoping Nottingham, so I'm
Yeah.
hoping grass court I'll be fine. But it's kind of play it by ear the next few weeks.
Yeah.
It's been good to have this consistency, I think, with my injury at the moment. And it's been good to see, you know, regular faces here and actually get to know the people here a little bit more. It's been really nice.
Hopefully
You'll
you'll
miss
be-
me when I'm back playing.
Well, hopefully you will be back there.
Yeah.
And I can come to your workplace instead.
Yeah, we'll make that
Nice.
happen actually. I love doing this every day and love where I am, but it is starting to get a little bit tedious now, and I just want to get back competing. Hopefully not too long. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see when I'm back.
Well, it's one of those funny kind of transitional times in the tennis calendar right now, isn't it? Because you've got some players still very much focused on the clay, playing over at Roland Garros, but for many players, their eyes will already be on the grass. The first tournaments are only 2 or 3 weeks away at this point.
So I was a week out and had just started playing points, and 2 days before I was supposed to fly to French Open, I was playing points with Katie Bolter, and she decided to hit a drop shot, a pretty good one, but I, basically went to slide in to try and, you know, get that drop shot up, and I did my ankle again, rolled it and tore ligaments again. I thought my wrist was tough to take. This was really hard for me. This is the ankle that I've had 2 surgeries on as well. And as soon as I did it, I knew I had done ligaments. I didn't know the extent of the damage, but I know what that feeling's like. And I knew it straight away. I couldn't get up. I was inconsolable, I would say, for a few days. Yeah, I couldn't do much. And when you've worked so hard to come back from one thing, when you thought that would be the lowest point in your career, to then have another knock, yeah, it was pretty tough to take. It was really nice to receive the amount of love and messages that I did. Looking back on it now, I probably appreciate it more than in that moment, because in that moment, there wasn't much you could say to me that would actually make me feel better. But yeah, it was amazing to see how many people messaged me and how many people, you know, messaged me the weeks after, see how I was getting on and kind of supported me through this. But yeah, I think there was a lot of shock and, again, people not really believing that it was happening and, you know, saying, oh, you're so unlucky. And, you know, my second operation, it was the same ankle, and the surgeon was like, oh gosh, like I've never seen this before, like so unlucky. And then the third ankle operation, Missing grass court season for a British player is one of the toughest things. It's always tough missing a slam, but missing your home slam is not easy, and I thank everyone who sent me messages and supported me through the start of the ankle injury, because it did help me get through it.
Morning. How you doing, alright? Yeah, not too bad. Yourself? Thank you.
Well, you know it's summer when tennis is back in southwest London. The Lexus Surbiton Trophy kicks off today and runs through till next Sunday. It's the first grass court tournament.
You know, growing up, seeing the grass court, seeing the British public, you know, seeing major success from Andy, it definitely is the reason why I'm inspired to play this sport. So I think all British players would probably say the same thing.
For me, the first thing what comes to mind is playing in front of British crowds. The potential opportunity of playing Wimbledon is obviously so exciting. It's such a big tournament and it's such a great tournament.
Over the grass period, you just have to take the chances that come, because normally you wouldn't get into some of those tournaments, and then you're in via wild cards, and every match is a big match because you're playing for higher points in the bigger tournaments, so you just have to take the opportunity with both hands and try and make the most of it.
So there it is, Paul Jubb gets his grass court season underway with a comfortable straight set swing.
Everyone in the back of their minds, you know, has their sights on trying to get to the ranking of being able to play at least qualifying, or having the opportunity to get a wild card for qualifying or wild card for main draw. That's always in the back of the mind, just because you want to play at Wimbledon, so, and especially as a Brit.
Feeling good? Not too bad, not too bad.
The whole year doesn't just evolve around this grass court season, but obviously the aspirations to win in front of British crowds and show what you're capable of is always something what you want to do.
Can I get a photo?
Yeah. I feel better physically than pre-injury. I feel better mentally, and I actually feel better in my game. So, you know, I think my ranking's probably lower than kind of what I'm playing on a day-to-day basis, level-wise. So I think it's just a matter of time before I'm, you know, going back to where I was and higher, as long as I keep doing more of the same.
It's the second stop of the grass court swing here in Nottingham, and we're joined by some of the biggest names in the sport.
It's a special time of year for all of us, and just to be back playing on home soil.
I have a tough round today.
Having a good mentality is probably one of the best things you can have as a tennis player.
What a contest here.
When things aren't going so well,
Jake Fernley is a tiebreak away from the quarterfinals.
You just have to stay calm and try and find a plan B or a plan C.